At 699, he said, any advice to being a family caregiver? Very stressful being a caregiver for an elderly family member with chronic conditions. Thanks, Chad.
Man, Luciano, I could only imagine how difficult that would be because of the selfishness that resides in all of us, me included. All right. Like, I'm not in your situation, man, but I want to tell you that in the midst of this struggle that you are going through in being a caregiver for someone who you love, who needs you, the fact that you're putting your life on hold, the fact that you're putting your dreams on hold, the fact that this might be setting you back financially, this might be setting you back professionally. This is probably costing you a lot. You think it's costing you a lot. I want you to understand that you being there for that person in their season of trouble is your grand opportunity to practice dying to yourself. I want to tell you that this goes back to the beginning of this conversation, that when you start having these thoughts about, I'm here caring for this person and my professional life is suffering and my progress is suffering and my finances is suffering and all this stuff, I want to remind you that when you pass away, that one of the things that will be said about you is how you so selflessly cared about the person who you're caring for right now. That's one of the things that will be said about you as part of your legacy. And I want to remind you that all the things that you think are stunted, all the growth that you think that you're missing out on, all the important things that you feel like you're getting behind on, I want to remind you of the truth that none of those things will ultimately actually matter. I know. Easier said than done, man. The things that are worth doing are the hardest things. That's just the truth. The very richest things that are the most important for you to do are the hardest things to do, because they're going to go contrary to your sinful nature and to mine. I'm preaching to myself, by the way, guy. All right? So all I can remind you is that what you're doing right now with your life is far more valuable and important to who you are becoming, and to your legacy than anything else you could possibly be doing with your life. And I commend you for that, man. I read your email. I saw your pictures. I read your story. Don't think that I didn't read that. It inspired the crap out of me, dude. And it made me think, Luciano, how much better I could be. Yes, a man like you made me, a former Navy SEAL, an ultra runner, a freaking public figure, whatever you want to call me. I've had all this success. I have all these things. Your story made me think about how poor of a job I do. That's how important it is what you're doing, man. Let me tell you right now, Luciano, one day, you're going to take this experience that you're having, that you're struggling through right now, and it's liable to be the cornerstone of your future. Maybe you write a book about it one day that ends up helping hundreds of thousands or millions of other people who are experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing right now, but you came out the other end of it. It's infinite what God can do with what you are choosing to do right now. And it is the ultimate representation of Christ to put yourself, your goals, your wants, your desires aside to serve someone else who is in their final stages of life or in despair or lost. It is literally your grand opportunity. Keep going, man.